to the Adventure of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Wake up, America! It's time for the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY.com, West Palm Beach's #1 internet radio station. Here's your host, the Pipeman.
Fading out into obscurity, up to my eyes with all the absurdity. Bullshit that comes out your mouth ain't concerning me. You're never hurting me, looking foolish universally. Spreading disease with your pestilence, playing your internet game for the hell of it. Grasping at straws, you deem yourself relevant with crystal clarity, lacking the etiquette. I don't wanna talk about your temperament. I don't wanna come across spitting like a pessimist. We're bad friends now, we just met the requisite crawl on glass.
This is the Pipeman here on the Adventures of Pipeman W4CY Radio, and I'm here with
Doc Coyle of Bad Wolves.
Nice, here at Rocklahoma.
Yes, sir.
How's it feel besides hot as frickin' hell?
Well, this is the third time we've played here, so it's like, and usually we play the big stage, and so we're on the second stage, I'm actually happy about because the main stage has all these kind of like weird brick seating kind of thing, and if you play it kind of in the middle of the day, it's not as filled out, so everyone's like kind of far away.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm looking forward to playing the second stage and get down with the grit and grime of the people.
I'm glad you say that because bands that have been around for a while and you're used to playing the main stage, you kind of miss sometimes those club shows or those smaller stages where you have the intimacy with the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I like it all, right? I like the big shows, like the little shows, you know, but at least with this festival, we've just played there, and it's like, do I remember the last time we played, it was like, we played right between Dorothy and Jelly Roll.
Right.
And it was, the sun was just beating on us, and it was just like, and I think the sun was beating on people. They were just like, nah, man, we good. We need a nap.
Right.
But I think today, that we're gonna feel that energy, so I'm excited.
You know, it's funny, that main stage area we were just talking about this morning, we never noticed. I've been here for years. It slopes in the pit area, too.
Yeah.
So I'm like thinking, man, opening a pit in the pit area might cause a lot of toppling over.
Especially with the mud. And
yeah.
It can get crazy. But we came here last night to watch the Wage War and Evanescence and Avenged Sevenfold, but we were like kind of hiding in the back, and then we went kind of in the front. So thankfully I avoided the mud pit.
Yeah, right? Now, to your point with the stages, because of the weather yesterday, I had to make a choice between 3 bands at one time, Wage War, Vixen, and Evanescence.
I watched them all.
I watched them all, too. But I was like, I like the Wage War one because of the stage, you know? Evanescence was cool, and Vixen was really cool, and I like that kind of stage, too. But I think the stage you're playing on is like my favorite stage.
Yeah, it's a good vibe. It's a good vibe. I'm ready, all right?
There it is. What can we expect today that you don't normally do? Is there anything?
Well, I mean, we're in a nice groove. We went out on tour with POD in April and kind of installed a set that we're like, you know what, guys, we need to kind of come out swinging a little bit and kind of bring it back to kind of more of the heavy vibe. So we opened with 2 like new songs. That is the first. You know, I don't want to give away too much, but it's 2 songs from the album that, you know, just have a little balls, has some teeth, and it's really important because we're a band that has a lot of songs that get played on the radio. Mm-hmm. But you also have to have stuff that kind of like, we're metalheads, we're metal dudes, and we got to bring. So we have like that. We have those nice, you know, just nice sounding, catchy songs, but we need to have stuff that really throws it down. So it's a kind of nice blend of that, of like, we're going to play the hits, we're also going to play a couple songs that are going to kick you in the teeth and get everybody moving and hyped up.
And I love that because I'm a total metalhead.
Yeah.
And I like, you know, the radio songs. Yeah. But then when you play me something that's not a radio popular song that most people don't know, then I'm having fun.
Yeah.
And like, it's, because to me, that's the raw you. You know, that's like, this is who we are.
And it's just, I mean, like I said, my old band is a band called God Forbid. John was in Devil Driver. AJ was in Issues. DL was in Acacia Strain. You know, Kyle was in Vimic and Scar the Martyr. So we all come from the heavier kind of underground world. And so, like, but we love writing really catchy stuff too. We like kind of doing it all. But it's also, at the end of the day, you are who you are, and you have to be true to yourself. And whatever that is. If being true to yourself is making acoustic, folk songs, then do that.
That's it.
There's nothing wrong with that as long as it's true to who you are.
True, and you know what else I think? I love bands like yours that have members that have been in other bands that have other influences, because that's what makes you unique. Then you're not, like, I find a lot of metal nowadays has this, like, algebraic equation formula. This is how you make a metal song. But when you have bands like yours that have come from all these different bands, there's no formula. It's just all you guys being you, bringing what you bring to the table that creates something unique and new.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's always creatively, it's, everything song isn't like 5 guys, maybe one or 2 guys write this song, or one guy write this song. So you have to kind of get in where you fit in and finding that collaboration so that hopefully everyone's personality is represented,
There you go. What has been your favorite story or worst story, good or bad, from your whole journey with Bad Wolves that you're going to talk about later in life?
My favorite story. That's a good. I'm actually trying to think of what was my favorite story.
I know that's a good question, right? Because it's hard to pick that one out.
I mean, I don't know if there's like one specific story in terms of the band. I think it's just honestly the fact that we're still here.
Right.
We went through a tough lineup change a few years back, and it was just surviving that, and not knowing, like going, hey man, maybe people won't like it, maybe this one, maybe it won't work out, and the fact that we've persevered and we've come closer together and we've let the adversity be something that bonds us and gives us purpose and gives us goals, and just it's a real like fundamental appreciation of like, hey man, I'm here today.
Yeah.
I get to talk to you today. I get to play a show today. And I don't know what's going to happen next week, but that's a beautiful thing. And to have, just going out, like, we've been doing festivals all summer. And then, a couple years ago, we did some festivals. We felt like they weren't going that great, or we'd have a technical problem, or we weren't having fun. And now it's like, they've all been great.
Nice.
And we're having fun. And we're like, all right, let's keep this going. Let's kind of see. But also, it's like, you have something to prove. Go out there and let's take their heads off.
Yeah.
Let's go out and prove people that we're something to be reckoned with. So that challenge and that connective force. So I'm sorry that's not like a
no. I love that
story. But
no, there's a few things I love about that. First of all, fun. Like, especially nowadays, people don't realize there ain't no rock star shit where record labels are throwing money and all kinds of shit at you these days. If you're not having fun in this industry, it's the wrong industry. Like, that should be number one. And I think that puts a big strain. Also, going to, where you guys have evolved to, I think if you have dissension or you are not all on the same page, that takes away from the fun too.
Yeah.
So I can tell, seeing you guys for years, okay, I can look up on that stage, I'm like, man, they all are vibing with each other and having fun, and like they're a family now.
That's what I mean. To me, that's I grew up playing sports, right? And so, sports is all about like the we win together.
Yeah.
Unselfishness, camaraderie, right? All that stuff, and being in something together, and I don't care if I'm like, at a jam night and I'm playing with 4 guys for the night. But we're not a real band. For that night, we're a band.
Right.
We're like, if you get in a fight, we all get in a fight. It's like, and you have to have that mentality. And it's something I kind of like, it's old-fashioned because, with computers and technology, people, bands aren't, there's not as many old-school type bands as there used to be. But that family aspect is something that is the most important thing.
I think so.
About this. And just like, I put it in the group chat, I go, we're going to have a great time this weekend. And that's also intentionality, right?
Yep.
You can't just go have it. You gotta put everyone's mind, go have fun.
I love it because I'm a motivational speaker too.
Yeah.
So I love that thought process. I think that's the way you have to start it. You got to go into that gig with that just mindset.
Yeah.
And then it's fun.
Yeah, but it's like, a lot of artists struggle with anxiety, performance anxiety, get in front of crowds, because we're all like, half of us who do this stuff, it's because we're trying to fill some hole, right? And so because of that, there's that push and pull of like, please like me, please crowd, please clap, please buy my merch, please listen. And so we all that thing. But if you can kind of push all that aside and just go, man, let's go make some noise.
Right?
Hey, if you make a mistake, it's fine. It doesn't matter. Like there's you don't have anything to lose.
No.
All right. Like I mean, obviously, maybe you're terrible and they don't invite you back. They have something a little to lose. Obviously, you want to do well, but it's like a delicate balancing act between all.
I think you do better when you're not stressed anyway. Yeah. You know, like, and you're right. So many people don't realize how many artists have stage fright, how many artists are introverts, and you know, they think, oh, you're up on stage and, you know, you must love all this. And yes and no. You know, it's like that dichotomy of both of it, you know?
Yeah.
And I love when artists bring this stuff up because I think people don't really realize what you guys go through every day.
Yeah.
You know, they just think, oh, they're going up and just playing. No. That's the good part, you know?
Yeah.
What is one question that nobody in press has ever asked you in an interview that you wish they would ask you?
I'm not sure that I think about press in that way. So I have a podcast myself. I've been doing it since 2016. So I'm often, when I'm prepping for an interview, one of the things I try and do is go, okay, ask the question that no one has asked. But I think that stems from so if I have an artist on where I'm a fan, right? At the end of the day, what you're trying to do is satisfy your own curiosity, right? So it's like, oh, this album, man, I've always wanted to know why this, right? So to me, it's not necessarily about a question. It's that in order to ask a good question, you have to have a genuine curiosity about the person. You have to have some fundamental knowledge about their career or what they're doing, or else what are you going to have to draw upon? Because more likely it's just going to be a generic question. So it's just about, I think curiosity is where it all leads, because then you put yourself in the mindset of the listener who's listening to the interview because they're curious. Yeah. So that's just, it's like a kind of like an empathic kind of circle you're trying to create. I love it because that is exactly what it is. Yeah. You have it down pat. I mean, totally. Yeah. I also think I take it a step further. Metal. If you're going to interview metal bands, I think you need to be a metalhead. Not because you need to like the music. I think there's just this mentality or there's this understanding that maybe others that don't understand metal don't understand, or the passion, and I think the artist wants that passion from whoever's interviewing them. You know, you don't want somebody interviewing you that doesn't like metal music, as an example. But you have to be interested in people. Yeah. Like some people, I'm an extrovert who enjoys their kind of lone time, but I think part of being an extrovert is really enjoying the process of getting out and going, hey, what's your name, man? Where are you from? Yeah. How are you? Look, just that. And for some people, that they don't. That's the worst thing in the world. They can't stand that. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just we're all built different. We're all built a little different. But you have to. And I think to be a good interviewer, like Howard Stern, one of the greatest interviewers ever, because he seems genuinely interested. Mm-hmm. And by the way, he'll talk to people of many different. They're an actor. They're this. They're that. But he knows people. It's almost like he's like a therapist almost, or like a psychiatrist. Like he knows how to kind of 100%. Tap into the almost to the point of intimacy, And to make it not boring for the listener. Yeah. Who wants to hear some scripted, like programmatic thing? It's got to be something that sounds authentic, like you really do want to know the answer to these questions. Well, you guys rock. I'm fucking excited that you're here at Rocklahoma, and thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipeman. Thank you for having me, and it's an absolute pleasure, and hope to do it again soon. Absolutely.
Fading out into obscurity, up to my eyes with all the...
Hey guys, this is Doc Coyle from the band Bad Wolves, and you're listening to the Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Internet game for the hell of it, grasping at straws, you deem yourself relevant with...
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.